hell's happening? Where am I?
It seems that we've actually rematerialized you inside the brain, inside the worm, inside the brain of RFK Jr.
We really went down the wormhole of this worm situation.
RFK Jr. on Capitol Hill this week.
Here's a guy that wants to focus on health, not sickness.
That was the mistake. If they'd only called it the Sickness and Human Services Department, then we would have been providing proper health care to people.
It's exactly what we are doing. I ran the biggest hospital company.
That I resigned from in disgrace for overseeing the largest Medicare fraud scandal in history.
Yeah, he's like a huge Medicare fraudster. He's like, these old people just won't stay healthy enough for me to rip them off.
If you listen to what he says, you can decide what you put into your body or your child's body.
It's a choose-your-own polio adventure.
He actually wants to work on powdering a lot of diseases. He can chop them up and snort them. So he wants like a snortable polio. He's more against the needles because it makes sense that a guy who is a heroin junkie would have a prejudice towards needles. I mean,
Mr. Kennedy, do you want to revoke any vaccines?
What is that? No, thanks.
Mr. Kennedy, do you want to revoke any vaccines? How do you feel about the vaccine?
How do you feel about the vaccine?
he's ignoring her like a 4 a.m. nuzzy text.
Mr. Kennedy, what is your view on abortion?
Mr. Kennedy, what do you think about math? Good, bad, just all math as a concept.
Mr. Kennedy, are you pro-choice?
Mr. Kennedy, do you think the world is round? Thoughts, feels.
Mr. Kennedy, what's your views on American farming? What would you like to change?
What about gravity? Do you believe in gravity, Mr. Kennedy?
Mr. Kennedy, what's your priority for the first couple of days?
She couldn't even choose, like, for the first, I don't know, couple of days, hours. Mr. Kennedy, do you still have that cricket you found on your sofa? By the way, I do want to say, being in the worm, that Kennedy did take that cricket and he has a little flap now above his ear, and he just shoves bugs in there.
Mr. Kennedy?
I would love, because he entered the building, I would love if he just walks out of the building.
Is Abe Simpson out the door with that?
What about the polio vaccine?
Well, I'm a big believer in it.
Believe in it. I'm a daydream believer. I'm a big believer, and I'm a homecoming queen.
He's talking about it like it's Santa Claus.
Kind of a funny Christmas movie. Everyone's singing Holy Night.
Polio, please.
Oh, polio.
What about these drones? Do you believe they're from China, surveilling America?
They certainly could be.
Just guessing.
Maria, we've admitted tens of thousands of Chinese nationals with our wide open border.
We've admitted Chinese people into the country, therefore it makes sense that they would fly drones.
All those Chinese migrants with their SUV-sized drones that they took across the border with them.
The worm sees what RFK Jr. sees. He definitely is of the mindset that this is not aliens, nor is it our own U.S. military, but that this is some sort of transformative level experience. These are like what we would call angels.
Right.
These angels are coming to visit us to tell us truths.
Just in time for Christmas.
They do not want to talk about this in public. They don't want to answer questions about it. This is really weird, and it's getting weirder.
And believe me, I know weird. Have you ever seen me kiss my wife?
No! Oh, no!
There's nothing more alien than witnessing our beak lips make contact.
In this. I tell you, we're asexual, and I've gotten more physical with my own self when it was cut in half.
Oh, wow. You can see blue sky in between their lips.
There's a UFO in that space between them, actually.
There are pure blue pixels in there.
The House tries hammering out a deal to fund a government spending bill. So you've got a bunch of Republicans who are angry at you. You know who also does not like this?
Everyone hates you.
Elon Musk, the world's richest man.
This unelected billionaire let control the White House.
The only way you're going to be able to pass it now, Mr. Speaker, is with Democrats.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together.
Oh, you loser.
What is the group chat name?
I think it's Bang Bros with a laughing emoji afterward.
I think it's Mike Johnson sucks.
We are setting up for Trump to come in with
defamation lawsuits. Could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms, social media influencers, people that...
Or newspapers, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
Just about anybody.
I think you have to do it.
I'll sue anybody.
We need a great media. We need a fair media.
With fair golden hair.
It's very important. And we need borders. We need walls.
What?
But we need borders.
It's media.
This is his signature weave.
And millions of ballots were sent out. They're still counting the vote in
What are you
California.
complaining about? Can I tell you something? What the f*** are these people complaining about? They won everything. They got everything. It's unbelievable. And yet they're still whining and complaining. Also, the worm's saying it has relatives, but in his anus.
Down under.
They're Australian.
All right, well, we'll get you back into your human body. And
I want to stay in RFK's brain and find out what his policy positions are going to be for the first few days.
Mr. Worm, what do you think about alien abductions?
There's an interesting study. You should be looking at our podcast. You can watch as Theo Vaughn poses some interesting questions.
You got Theo Vaughn down there? Oh, man.
Theo Vaughn's right next to me. Theo Vaughn's right next to me, still wondering about why the Civil War was fought. You know what I love a bunch of white guys in their 30s who don't know about racism.
Oh, my God.